Okay, we're back. We're on the draw.
It's round 4.
Against Father Grit 1.
Whoa, dude.
Grit me, Father.
He's got the soaring.
Oh, it's dude. Whew. We're on the draw. We're 2-1. This is match 4. We have played against Red Prison. We lost a very unexciting 3-game match. Then we beat Vizier Druid combo in 2 games in round 2, and we beat Boggles in 2 games in round 3. And now it's round 4, and we have actually our first good 7-card hand.
Yeah, it's got a curve.
We got 2 lands, which is huge.
Yep.
We got 2 lands, and we have 3 2-drops. So this is definitely a very functional hand.
It's funky.
We can also grab basics. Oh, okay. Temple of Enlightenment. That's probably Ad Nauseam. This is a good hand against Ad Nauseam. Not amazing, but it doesn't have any dead path to exiles in it, which is nice. They didn't
Any Lotus Blooms?
No. Good to check. All right, cool. So Mausoleum Wanderer is really, really, really good against Ad Nauseam. Our lead total also doesn't matter, so we can get shocks, or at least the first one can be a shock. No problem. So Mausoleum Wanderer is really good against Ad Nauseam because you can get it on the board before their combo turn, and they can't Pact of Negation to get rid of it. Their go-to move is they go for it with Pact of Negation as their interaction, and so your counterspell is dead to try to stop them. But our Mausoleum Wanderer, in particular with a Lord in play, makes it really challenging for them to go off. You need a lot of mana to do so. So we're going to prioritize getting this Lord on the battlefield. We drew a second Lord. We're just going to keep playing him out until we get to 3, and then we'll start holding up Spell Queller. Rattlechains does nothing. Selfless Spirit does nothing. They're not going to be killing our creatures, most likely. It's all about getting as much power into that Mausoleum Wanderer as possible.
So what's the soonest that they can go off?
Without a Lotus Bloom, turn 4, and that's only if they go turn 3 Unlife, and then turn 4 use 1 Simian Spirit Guide to cast Ad Nauseam, and then the other 3 to execute the kill of the combo.
Right.
So they could try to go off next turn, but we're gonna have a 3/3 Mausoleum Wanderer to stop them. I think I actually like the second Mausoleum Wanderer better than the second Lord, because now we just have 2 uses. And the Lord on the following turn is going to make it extremely difficult for them to actually combo. They're probably going to start playing out Prisms and Lotus Blooms and just wait for 10 mana to try to kill us. We are both eating spaghetti. This match brought to you by spaghetti.
Yeah.
Second
Brought to
time
you by Katie.
Second time I've had spaghetti today.
So like you did.
In fact, second time I've had spaghetti for dinner today. I had spaghetti for dinner before I came over here, and then Katie made me some more spaghetti.
This guy loves spaghetti.
Jake's beautiful life with fucked up bangs made me spaghetti. Either way, that's useless. We're going to play out another fan. Sarah, what was that? Oh, I have a big giant tower of seltzer. This match brought to you by Polar Seltzer. All right, we attack them for 10. So this is sort of awkward in that, it sucks to put them to nearly 0 when they have an Unlife in play, because it means our next swing is going to be totally useless. It just puts them to negative a ton. We also don't actually get anything out of the Supreme Phantom this turn because we have 10 power on the board, which means we'll be able to kill them with an Unlife. Okay, so this is annoying. So a little interaction here. What Angel's Grace does is it says you can't lose the game this turn, and any damage that will put you to less than 1 puts you to 1 instead.
Oh no!
So it buys them 2 turns because this combat step will put them to 1.
Right.
The following combat step, assuming they don't Angel's Grace again, will put them to 0 or -9. And then the combat step after that will put them to 10 poison.
And we could not respond to Angel's Grace.
It is split second, which doesn't even... okay, so they didn't have their combo anyway, so who cares? I like that they revealed it to us. We can see what's going on there. I'm surprised they didn't try again with another Angel's Grace. Like, they had more draw steps, right? They could even pack something and pay for it with the lands that in play. That seemed like a premature concession to me. Anyway, to finish our train of thought there, Angel's Grace makes them go to 1 and then go to 0 and negative. Another thing that people don't realize all the time, 2 things. One is the Angel's Grace having split second. It also prevents, you can see the card here, you can't activate abilities idle. So you can't, you can counter a split second spell with a triggered ability. The classic relevant one being Chalice of the Void. Chalice can counter Angel's Grace because it's a triggered ability, but we couldn't sacrifice our Wanderer. And the other thing is the way Unlife works. I think at this point a lot of people know how Unlife works. It doesn't start giving you poison counters until your life total is already at 0 or lower. And so it has 2 different things. The first is you don't lose if you have 0 or less life. So it doesn't matter if you go to negative something. Everybody sort of knows that about the card. But the second is that you don't get poison counters until you're already at 0 or less. So if they're at 1 and you hit them for 500, they go to -499, and then Unlife starts giving poison counters the next time they take damage. The one little thing that we actually have a chance to do post sideboard is use Thalia as first strike damage. Yeah, if they're at 2 or less life and they have an Unlife in play, Thalia will hit them in first strike and bring them to 0. And then all of the regular spirits will hit them with regular combat damage and deal the rest. So we're going to trim some chaff here, some things that don't do anything. Aether Vials, that sort of thing. Path to Exiles. We're cutting Aether Vial also because we're bringing in Stony Silence. So something that I'm doing here is I'm leaving in 2 paths.
Just about to ask about that.
So one of the reasons is for the Laboratory Maniac win condition. But the other is a lot of Ad Nauseam decks right now are actually playing a sideboard plan where they bring in a Gifts Ungiven Unburial Rites package and try to reanimate something like an Iona. So having a removal spell for Iona is good. This hand is really, really good against them. We have the 2 most important pieces of interaction that we can have, the Wanderer and the Thalia. In fact, it's great. We're insulated against this Thoughtseize. And we'll learn a little bit about their hand by whether they take Thalia or Wanderer. The fact they took Wanderer makes me think that they probably have a Pentad Prism to play on turn 2. Or they took Thalia. Because, well, no, actually, we couldn't play it in time anyway. So who knows? At least we get the Wanderer, and we can probably protect it with Rattlechains. All right, well, so we lost both of our key pieces of interaction there, but it also means that they just spent 2 cards not furthering their combo. We're not in danger of dying quite yet. They could potentially go land Pentad Prism and then kill us on turn 4. What I'm debating here is whether or not we should play Serum Visions to try to find an answer on the following turn, or if we should play a threat.
I think we should play a threat, because next turn you'll be able to play a 2-drop and Serum Visions.
Well, right, but the downside there is if they just kill us on turn 4. They probably won't. They'd have to just naturally have everything.
Right.
Because they didn't cast any cantrips here. So I think, we'll probably play a threat. I'd rather play the Rattlechains end of turn.
Sure.
Than
maybe they hesitate.
Yeah, maybe they'll not play something that gets mana leech.
We'll just jam.
Or they just don't care. Okay, so they're not in kill us on turn 4 territory. unless they have the Simian Spirit Guide plus the Ad Nauseam. Oh, okay, that stops their combo. So this is great. Rattlechains plus Eidolon of Rhetoric is amazing against all these spell-based combo decks because you can wait for them to cast their first spell of the combo and then flash in the Eidolon of Rhetoric. Right. And you might even be able to just completely kill them. Right. So, like if they, like we're not going to play that Eidolon until it's time to kill them. It's of course better with Vial than Rattlechains because then they can't even respond to it coming into play. And I think a lot of decks probably don't really expect Eidolon. I'm going to play a Supreme Phantom here because I want to hold up a Rattlechains as long as possible to protect an Eidolon. Because if we stick the Eidolon, they can't win. Right. Echoing Truth is also a really good way to just kill him surprise out of nowhere.
Where's their Lotus from that?
They just suspended it, so it's still at 3. Let's bring that up. It's good to see.
Because that would be a good turn to just play the Eidolon.
That's a great point. So we could do it with the Lotus Bloom in the stack.
After they've decided to cast it.
Yeah, well, they don't have an option to cast it.
Oh.
They just do when it's last time counter is removed.
Gotcha.
But all of the Ad Nauseam combo pieces are instants. So we do have to be a little bit careful that they don't go off in response. I think it's probably safe to assume they won't be able to. And I'm going to go ahead and deploy the Eidolon now. In their end step. If they spend another card to kill it, that just further reinforces my assumption that they don't have all the combo pieces. I guess right now the only combo piece they need is Ad Nauseam. What do you think, Jake? Should we play out the Rattlechains or not?
So I'm just trying to think, like, is there a way we were bouncing Phyrexian on life?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that eventually, probably after they go to negative.
Right.
But before they cast Ad Nauseam, because if they cast Ad Nauseam, they're gonna have.
I think you just play Rattlechains.
Yeah, maybe that's better.
Because then it goes from 3 turns to 2.
Yes. Target this. Okay. They might realize it. They might not. That they are under pressure to go for it this turn. I think Ad Nauseam has to assume that some kind of removal for the unlife and or the artifacts, right? Like disenchant effects in general, I think they expect. So they might not know that it's Echoing Truth, but they probably expect something.
Right. So you have to play
in
response.
I think that Eidolon right now
would be great.
Is our best option.
Right. Because they don't have 5 minutes to Ad Nauseam.
They could have Simian Spirit Guide plus Ad Nauseam in response.
But they have to have that.
I think I'm willing to take that chance. They haven't used a lot of cantrips to sculpt their hand. All right, cool. So I think we got him now.
They need instant speed interaction to just survive.
Yeah. So we're going to attack them.
Oh, that's good. You want to play that out first?
I think I'm going to play it out and maybe get some interaction out of them. And then we're going to bounce on life.
Wait.
What?
You can't play more than once.
Oh, yeah. We're going to bounce on life on their turn.
Okay.
We're going to put them in negative life with the combat step, and then we're going to bounce on life on their turn in response to whatever spell they cast with Eidolon in place so that they can't actually... And we can even do it in response to the Lotus Bloom.
Right.
So they're forced... That lines up quite well. They're forced to cast a spell in their upkeep. If they have removal for the Eidolon right now, we just let it resolve. So they're going to Angel's Grace. Okay, that's fine. They get another turn out of this. But they cannot go off on their upcoming turn because of Lotus Bloom being cast.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're in this exact same situation.
Yeah, so they can't go off on their upcoming turn. They could try to cast Ad Nauseam on our turn, if they have it.
But then
we can flash in Selfless Spirit.
But then can't you just bounce Pyrrhix into life and they die because they can't draw off of that Nauseam?
Yeah. So they might cast in our upkeep or something. All right, so we have a counterspell. All right, we're just gonna keep doing that. That's a second Angel's Grace. So no point in attacking here. They get another turn, but Eidolon just makes it crazy difficult for them to combo.
Right.
They can basically do nothing. So we're gonna check him again. Do you have a third Angel's Grace, or are you gonna try to go off? They have to. So this is kind of weird, right? Like if they want to try to use Ad Nauseam on our turn, they have to let us hit them below 0 first.
Right.
Otherwise, they would go to negative something and then die in the combat step because they can't cast a second spell. Spoils of the Vault.
Don't they die now?
Yeah. That is Suicide Spoils of the Vault.
Okay.
They should have just waited to take combat damage because they can't cast any more spells this turn. They go to 0, they get Ad Nauseam, and then they take like 25 damage. Or whatever it is, 15 damage.
Can't cast it, buddy.
Whoops.
Sorry for all the grip one.
Whoops. Yeah, Infect Kill. Infect Spirits. Cool. Ad Nauseam is a great matchup because we have an extremely potent main board interactive piece in Mausoleum Wanderer.
So we're the only deck this league so far that is not
that is interactive in any way. Well, Match 1 wasn't combo, but it was uninteractive.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Modern is a linear wasteland. Just a hellscape of linear decks. So.
And it's did you choose the right sideboard cards this weekend?
Right. So cool. We are 3-1 going into our last match. Very exciting.